Hello, my name is Keren Hadad-Taub. I'm a couples and individual therapist. My clinic is situated in Har Adar in Israel, and I also work online with people from all over the world. This podcast is dedicated to working on relationships, our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with others. I invite you to contact me with content that you'd like me to provide, and I'm always happy for new challenges. This is the English part, the English side of the podcast. There are over 130 episodes recorded in Hebrew, and you're welcome, if you're bilingual, to listen to both. Today, I want to talk about our outside voice and our inside voice. And what I'm referring to is the way that, or the strength and the influence that we give to outside voices on ourselves. Um, I'm reminded of a very old British rom-com uh, called Keeping Up Appearances. I call it a rom-com because I always like to focus on the couple's relationship, and it focuses on a woman called Hyacinth and how important it is for her to keep up appearances, that the neighbors don't see what's going on with her family, and that she keeps very high standards of entertaining, and the only thing that is important to her is what's happening on the outside. And some of us have kind of focused on our on how we are perceived outside, and tend to forget what happens inside and the price that we pay for keeping up appearances. Sometimes we pay more attention to what the neighbors think of us or what our colleagues think of us. And when we come home, we want to shed everything and just don't not care about anything. And then our partners kind of look at us in a crooked way and ask, well, what's going on? What are your priorities? Who's more important? Am important enough for you to care about what I'm thinking? Or is your colleague more important? Do we need to go on this vacation because it is what's expected of us from our community? Or do we want to go on this outing because we're excited and we really enjoy doing this, that, or the other? These are questions that we need to ask ourselves. And if we go even deeper and understand that basically human beings live in packs, we are not we don't like to live alone. We don't like to wander around being lone wolves. Even wolves, by the way, live in packs. But we need to remember that the need to belong is a very essential and very fundamental need of humans. Understanding that helps us see the need for belonging in its place. We need to belong. Now, what does belonging mean to us? Does it necessarily mean that we have to feel like we belong to the nation, we belong to the state that we live in, or we belong to the family, to the society? Or do we first start with the importance of sense of belonging to our core pod? And what is this? What does that pod consist of? Is it my relationship with my significant other? Is it my relationship with my parents? Is it my relationship with my children? Where do my peers come into that? And when we prioritize that, we have a better understanding of what our needs are. And we need to prioritize that for ourselves. And then we need to sit together with our significant other and kind of see what weight we give to each voice, and how do we come together to understand the importance of others' voices in our decision making. Because if I buy a certain car or if I want to live in a certain place because of my parents, because of the status I want to keep in my society, and my significant other has a completely different set of values or of things that are important to them. They want to live in a place that is more outdoorsy. They don't want to live in an apartment. They want to live in a condo. Um, how do we calculate all these needs, and how do we come together? Because when we decide where we live, that's a joint decision. That's something that we can't share, kind of live separately if our contract as a couple is to live in the same place. So we need to understand the way we think, firstly, and then we need to understand the way our partner thinks. And then we need to come together and kind of find our own special way of calculating how we make a decision. Now, if I want to take it another step further, then I want to talk about what decisions we discuss with outside people. Kind of, is this a decision something that we would like to speak to other people about when we're collecting information about it? Or is it something that our partner feels that is very, very private and we shouldn't discuss with outside people? Or there are certain people that we can discuss. Let's say it's a medical question. Then our partner might say we can discuss it with medical personnel or people that we see as experts, but we do not discuss it with family members or friends, for instance. Or if it's something that's about finance, do we discuss this with family members or don't we? Which family members, which side of the family do we discuss it with, and which don't we discuss it with? These are all questions that we need to think about, because without realizing it, we might offend our partner that feels that some things are not appropriate to be discussed outside. And or we might feel offended if our partner shares some information, or if we don't want our in-laws or our parents to be in the thick of our decision making, or in understanding that we are currently arguing or kind of working through an issue. All these are very important discussions that we need to make when we're establishing what's our outside persona and our inside persona as a couple. And also realize during that process, we realize how much weight we give to inside ourselves, and how much weight we give to the outside world, and how much keeping up appearances costs us. Thank you for listening to this first episode. If you like what you saw, please share onwards. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to contact me. You can see me on my website, www.kerenor.info. You can contact me through my Instagram, Keren Hadad-Taub, and through my YouTube channel, Keren Hadad-Taub. Any questions, any requests for new content, more than welcome. Thank you for listening. I'm Keren Hadad-Taub. I have a practice in Har Adar in Israel, and I also see couples and individuals online. Bye.